Hey yogis, welcome. Today is a deep stretch for the hips. You may want to have 2 blocks with you to support you during our low lunges. And if you're using your blocks, set them up on the top of your mat like this so they're ready for us when we need to use them. We'll start today in a table pose for thread the needle, stretching not only the shoulder and the back, but also the glutes. Take your left hand, palm up, thread underneath the right shoulder and drop that left shoulder down towards the floor, keeping the knees stacked right under your hips. You can reach that right arm up over your head, or maybe you take a more relaxed pose today with the elbow bent and just relaxing into the pose. Finding where it feels good to you today. Just rest into the pose. Don't worry about how it looks, but notice how it feels and adjust in whatever way you need to. Just breathing in and nice, slow, relaxing exhale out. Coming out of this pose, take your right hand and bring it back and up under your shoulder so that you can press up and unthread that left arm. Place your right hand towards the center of your mat so you can step the right foot forward. If you're using your blocks, go ahead and bring those back and under your hands. Have the right ankle placed right under the right knee. And if you need to use your hands to move that leg forward, take your time and do that. The blocks can be at whatever level feels good for you, and just allow the hips to sink towards the mat on their own. Adjusting whenever you need to. Focus on your breath. Relax into the pose. You have about 30 seconds to go. If you need to rest before that 30 seconds, just come back to child's pose and we'll meet you there. Now release this pose by shifting the hips back and pressing into that right foot as we step back for a short child's pose reset here. Make this a resting child pose, maybe in more narrow stance and your arms just comfortably resting over your head. Now lift your head and we'll come up to a pigeon pose on the right. Bring your right knee behind the right wrist. Extend the left leg and stretch it out behind you. And an option is to stay seated, either sitting up or leaning forward over the legs. Slowly walk your hands forward towards the mat, resting your head and your arms where they're comfortable. Maybe resting your head on your hands or on the mat. If you find yourself leaning over to the right, maybe take a small pillow or a folded blanket or towel, place it under that right hip so that it squares your hips a little more flat towards the mat. There is no perfect pose. The perfect pose is what your body is telling you. Maybe you need more bend in the knee, maybe you need less. Maybe you lean forward more, maybe you're sitting up. Maybe you're sitting in a figure 4 pose and just folding forward. Listen to your body. Now lift your head and use your hands to raise your torso up. Lean a little to that right and just slide that left leg up beside you. And then we'll cross that left leg right over the right thigh. Take your right arm and hug that knee in towards your chest for an easy twist. Your left hand is behind the left hip with the heel of the hand towards your bottom. And maybe you look to the back of the room over your shoulder, maybe you look to the side, or maybe you keep your gaze forward. Lengthen your spine and sit up tall, hugging that knee into your chest. Take a nice breath in and sit up a little taller. Exhale and relax the shoulders down and back. Continue breathing a few more breaths right here. From here, we'll come to a shoestring pose, and your option is to just sit cross-legged with the left leg in front of the right. For shoestring, bring the right ankle back near the right hip and your left ankle towards the left hip. Allow the knees to rest where they will in front of you. Sit up tall today and bring your hands behind you with the palms pressing into the floors. Lengthen your spine, neutral chin, and breathe. Shoulders relaxed and down. Abdominals are engaged with your belly button slightly pulled in. Normal curve in the spine. Relaxing your hips and your legs. Now uncross that left leg and come back to your table for thread the needle on the opposite side. Knees again, right under your hips. Right hand, palm up, scoops underneath the left shoulder, dropping the shoulders towards the floor. Maybe resting your head on a block or a pillow, decreasing the intensity just a bit. Close your eyes, if you will, while you're here. And just notice any sensations in the body. Is there anywhere that needs a little attention? Is there anywhere you need to adjust? Take your time and slowly adjust as you need to. And then focus on your breath and just melt into the stretch and relax. Using your left hand and arm underneath that left shoulder to press up and come out of the pose, we'll come to our lunge on the opposite side. Left hand to the center of your mat and step the left leg forward. If you're using your blocks, bring those beside your foot here. And once you've found your pose, relax and allow that right hip to settle in and sink towards the floor, not pushing, just gently relaxing. We'll hold here for about 1 minute longer. If you feel you need to rest before that minute is up, you have the option to drop back to child's pose, and we'll meet you there. Shift the hips back and place those blocks aside. Coming back to Child's Pose. Knees apart but not too wide. Drop the bottom towards your heel and your belly between the thighs. Your arms are out in front of you, resting comfortably. And just let your head fall forward and rest. And now Pigeon Pose on the left. Bring the left knee behind the left wrist and slide the right leg behind you with the top of the foot on the mat. Bring your chest towards your thigh and towards the floor. Or maybe where you feel best today is sitting up in that seated position. If you find yourself leaning to the left, you can always use that folded blanket or towel under the left hip. Listening to your body and taking whatever options it needs today. Finding your pose. Focus on your breath. Find what feels good for you. Using your arms to assist your way back up, come to a seated figure four pose with that right leg up and to the side. Now bring your right leg over the left thigh, crossed over, and the left hand comes around and hugs that knee in towards your chest, and your right hand is behind your back with the heel of the hand towards your bottom. Sitting up nice and tall. Lengthen your spine as you inhale. Relax the shoulders down and back as you exhale. Tucking the belly button into your spine, keeping a neutral spine. Breathing in and exhaling out. And now shoestring pose again, or your cross-leg sit with the right leg in front. Bringing the ankles next to the hips, settling your hip bones on the floor, and the knees just comfortably stacked. Open the hands and bring them behind you. Sitting up nice and tall again, stacking one vertebrae on top of the other. Keeping the chin neutral. Relax the shoulders down and back. Take a breath in, and as you exhale, relax and sit down into the stretch. Still sitting up tall, notice if you've allowed the upper back or the lower back to collapse some, and bring yourself a little taller again. Relax the shoulders down and back. Relax that space between your eyes. Soften your cheeks and your jaw. And just breathe. Open your eyes if they're closed. Uncross your legs and we'll come to our final resting pose in Child's Pose today. Keeping the feet apart and your knees narrow. Just allow your chest and your belly to fall comfortably between your thighs. Giving yourself this next minute to enjoy the relaxation and renewal that you have created. May you feel restored, renewed, and ready to embrace all the wonderful opportunities that await you today. And I invite you to subscribe to find more of these practices to support your well-being. Namaste, and peace be with you, my friends. I'll see you next time. Bye.